With From having certain hints to religion, what could this mean about the show? Well, I was watching season 4 when something hit me about the show that has completely gone over my head before. Whilst there are obvious links to religion, a thought came to my head and it made me wonder if this thought that I had has any substance. So I looked it up, and whilst I can see that there have been some theories surrounding religion, I have not seen this particular theory be discussed. My theory is that certain characters represent figures within some religion itself and that their names link to the role they will play. So who am I on about, and what does this mean for their role in the show? The first character I will be discussing is Tabitha. This to me is the one which is standing out for a particular reason. First of all, Tabitha is mentioned in the New Testament's book of Acts and is the only female disciple mentioned. What really stands out about Tabitha is that she was resurrected by Peter in the Bible. In the show, we know that Tabitha's spirit has been resurrected many times, as she has been to the town previously as different people, including Miranda, Victor's mom. Tabitha's personality traits also align with Tabitha in the Bible, with her being kind to those in an unfortunate position, giving this character much more substance than I originally gave her credit for. Another interesting thing that I find about Tabitha is that when she found herself staying at the hospital, the name of the hospital was St. Anthony's Hospital. St. Anthony is the patron saint of lost items, the poor, and travellers, which, when you look at the storyline this was involved in, is very fitting. Another thing is the floor that Tabitha was on, but I will be diving into that a little bit later when I talk about another character, as I really do think that it does mean something. The next character I will be mentioning is Fatima. Now, although Fatima is not a name in the Bible, Fatima in Portugal is the most well-known place where the Virgin Mary is said to have shown herself. Going from this, Fatima in the show has acted like a sort of Virgin Mary role by having a miracle pregnancy and birthing one of the creatures, bringing him back to life. This could be seen as Fatima being a possible further target for the creatures to take advantage of. I have a feeling that there is much more to Fatima's story that is yet to come, and that she will be quite important going forward. Another character whose name stands out is Jade. Now, this is a bit more complex and detailed than the previous two. Jade is a precious stone within Bible interpretations, which represents one of Israel's 12 tribes. The number 12 within From is quite apparent, with there being 12 talismans, 12 musical notes on the tree, and 12 stick figures being in the cave. What also stands out about the number 12 is that Tabitha was staying on floor 12 in the hospital. 12 appears to be a number of importance in the town and looks like something holding the town together in one way or the other. Therefore, as we know, Jade, alongside Tabitha, has been to the town many times in previous lives and always returns, it would appear he is linked to 12 heavily, also being the person to figure out the 12 notes, which in turn is linked to the children who show themselves to Tabitha and Jade. The names do not stop here though. Other names which are linked to the Bible or some relevance in religion are in the show. Ethan is a name that is mentioned several times in the Bible, with Ethan of Ezrahite and Ethan of Levite. While some do believe that both Ethans are the same person, there is a certain quality of Ethan in From which is prevalent in Ethan of Ezrahite. This is his wisdom. Ethan of Ezrahite is well known for being wise, and Ethan in From displays this with his understanding of the town they have found themselves in. He appears wise beyond his years and seems to know things before others. His relationship with Victor is one where we see this quality of his quite clearly. There are theories that Ethan is the man in yellow, which would explain his wisdom about the town, and whilst I do not think that this is the case, I do think that his knowledge will uncover something about the man in yellow and his identity. Another name is Sarah. Sarah is a major figure in Genesis. She is a female who is heavily family oriented, and we did get a small glimpse of this with the From character when her brother was in the series. She was very heavily dedicated to him, and this trait of hers shone through. The Bible depicts the figure Sarah as a godly woman who is an example of faith, which we also see in the character in the show. Whilst the two spellings of the name are slightly different, the pronunciation is the same. What I find particularly interesting about the story of Sarah in the Bible is that she lived to be 127 years old, which makes me wonder if the character in From is also someone who has been to the town previously, possibly being a mother to one or more of the children in a past life. There are also other characters whose names appear with a biblical reference. For instance, there is a biblical garden of Elgin whose story in the show is getting very interesting. We hear and briefly see flashbacks of previous characters like Christopher, whose name is clearly linked to religion through St. Christopher and the meaning of being a bearer of Christ. The name Ellis also has biblical roots, being derived from the name Elijah, which means the Lord is my God. I feel like these specific characters will play a vital role in how the story unfolds. What role that will be, I am not sure on as of yet. However, I do think that the name links will be relevant to what role they play. I know that some characters whose names are not directly linked to the Bible are showing that they are a force in the story. However, the name links are something that I just cannot ignore. Now, there may be little substance to this, but I do think it's interesting that these names, especially the first few I delved into, are somehow linked to the Bible and even mirror the meaning or person named in the Bible with their behaviours and backgrounds. We will, of course, find out more when we delve further into season 4 of the show, which will hopefully provide further answers. So as always, what do you guys think? Do you think there is substance in this theory? Are there any names and meanings I have missed? Let me know down in the comments section. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and switch on that notifications button, as I will be uploading more content like this. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out my other content here. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.